Hello everybody, how's it going today? So it's now November the 27th, about 5 p.m. Central Standard Time, and we're going to go over Bitcoin in fairly good detail. I apologize for being gone for a while, folks. Sometimes just life comes up and you got to take a step back. I've traded quite a bit already, and I can afford the time off as well, right? So it's really easy for me to take the time off. It's nice to not have to worry about an employer missing work in terms of that, and you get a fairly comfortable pace being here at home, right? If some emergencies do come up there. So today we're going to be covering the channel support, the 0618 fib level support that rarely comes and should be respected, the bullish RSI divergence found in high time frames that signified a long entry, and if there's time, we'll also go over my risk to reward setups and my specific plays as well. And just so you guys know, right, Udemy, they only offer a specific amount of coupons a month now. It's not the best place to host sites to host through anymore, in my opinion. So if you guys are still interested in it, this is the absolute last year that I will have it. And then in January, I'll be revamping it entirely from courses 1 and 2, and then I'm going to re-release it. And the people who are still students, you guys will still get access to it. I'm going to replace the videos on Udemy, right? So you guys will constantly have access to it still. The people who have purchased it already, you'll always have access to it. You just won't be able to buy it anymore after January. Actually, in December, I'm only going to have a few coupons as well. It's just the way Udemy redesigned their system. So if you guys are still interested in it, reach out to me. I'm selling for $180 for all 3 courses, and that is probably the cheapest it will ever get. And you guys will get a hard copy download. So reach out to me on Twitter, and we'll definitely talk. So anyways, let's jump right into this technical analysis, all right? By the way, do you guys enjoy the crackling of the fire? You might see me get up here and there just to blow on that fire there, because I've been trying to get going for about an hour now. So what we're going to do first of all is we're going to walk down the line, as we always do. Okay, so as we can see here, we're seeing this beautiful formation, even on a high time frame right now. Okay, now the question is, will it actually break down? In my opinion, possibly, but it has a higher chance of it breaking up than down. And the reason why I say this is simply because if we look from these specific structures, right, leading till the breakdown on November the 17th of 2018, or sorry, November the 13th of 2018, that was a descending triangle for a very long time. Here we are seeing a bullish type of flag form at the moment, and these types of formations have a really good way of breaking to the upside. And of course, on the lower side, right, we're gonna find support most likely on the moving average of the monthly, right? Maybe does this even form 55 yet? Not quite. Okay, so let's take a look at the weekly now. Monthly's almost finished, by the way, folks. I forgot to mention that. Monthly is done in just a few short days here, in about 4 days. Let's hope that we stay above this specific 21 EMA. Around 7100. That would be fantastic if we finish bullishly above those. Okay, on the 1 week now, we're trending obviously below the 55 moving average now, but this has been a very bullish week so far, and it's only halfway in the week, and we're actually getting more volume, so it's looking pretty decent in my opinion. The bulls have certainly fought a lot today, and there's a good chance that we might be coming into a decent rally to make this ABC type of correction to the upside. So right now, BTC dominance is specifically 2/3. Lots of green across the board today as we're seeing Bitcoin spike up 6-7% total. We're going to take a look at the historical data and just see if we can see a comparison of the volume over the past few days. Okay. See volume yesterday on the 25th. Wait, let's take a look at that on the daily. Yesterday was 25. Okay, that was the bullish that was the beautiful bullish hammer that we saw. And then 26, half of the volume, because we ended up getting into a correction mode. Wait, we ended up correcting into Fibonacci range right here of about 618. So between here and there, that was a 26, just slow, steady support and accumulation. And today, so far, the volume it's pretty high in my opinion, 24. It's probably going to reach, I'm guessing 27 billion is what we'll finish off at. Okay, so let's get back into here. If you take a look at the 3-day, yeah, it's pretty amazing how we were trying to close below the 200 moving average on the 3-day, and then we get this beautiful hammer candle, and now we're pushing up even higher, and we're most likely going to close above it. This candle starts on the 30th, so we've got 2 more days to close above 7,400, and I think that will look very nice. Okay, on the 3-day. Right, there's a good chance as well that we're going to break to the upside. Let me show you guys this, okay? So I'm comparing specifically this point here, and that's the, I guess, this one there, here, and here, okay? We can clearly see that this RSI has a higher low, and we also see here with a lower low. So this right here, this point, and that point, it's just a general rule of bullish divergence for RSI, right? You're getting a lower low here compared to that one. You're getting a higher low on the RSI. Now, if you took a look at it on the 12-hour chart as well, you're seeing the exact same thing, right? Actually, no, this one didn't break to the upside. So it was more likely just on the daily. Okay, let's see on the 2-day as well. On the 2-day, definitely more so a double bounce, you can say, which looks great. On the 3-day, we're definitely getting a higher low on it. So not on the 12 hours and lower, but on all the high time frames, it was signifying a fairly good long entry, in my opinion, from what I see. Now, what worries me, by the way, is the month, okay? I'm going to back up a little bit and talk about this MACD crossover coming to the downside, possibly. But what this also means that it could happen in December or January, which means that December may have a really nice rally. And then we might get a bull market or a bear market in January. And my favorite chart of all is this one, okay? It's not a 12-hour chart. Let's just compare these guys, like in general. That one and perhaps this one right here. And these 3 points, of course, same points, right? Look at the bullishly diverging RSI. It's just incredible on the 12-hour chart, isn't it? Higher low, completely breaks out of it. We take a look at even just, what chart was it on again? I think it was in the 12-hour chart. Where it just finally breaks out of it here. Right? And as soon as it breaks out of it right at this specific point, right there, that's where we found the support. And that's where a good entry would have been, 6,900. And that's how I got in at 6,900. I was watching this 12-hour RSI chart for a very long time. Just like 20 days almost it was going on for. And as soon as this one formed, it definitely had my eye. This one failed. It very much so had my eye. Because I didn't think that it was just going to drop well below 13 again. I thought that it was going to give me some higher low eventually. That's just tactical analysis for you, right? You're going to get a higher low eventually. So, that covers that point. Let's move on. Okay, we're going to talk about the 0618 Fibonacci level again very quickly. And we're going to go all the way back to, for example, a 3-day chart here. My fire is going very nicely. One's on the TV, other one's the actual fireplace. It's pretty cool. Okay, so now we're gonna talk about this again. Okay, we're gonna talk about it when it comes from up to down. And now we're gonna take the Fibonacci retracement range. Like that. Okay. 618 Fibonacci range, agreed? Yes. Now, guess what? It's pretty much the second time it's happening again. It's in the golden pocket. Last time it made just a graze pretty much. If even this time it actually got right into the golden pocket. So yeah, pretty cool, right? That's the golden pocket for you. It is beautiful number that's found everywhere in the universe. It's found from just things like, you know, how our faces are actually formed proportionally as well to the way our nose and our mouths are positioned exactly in golden sections. You can even find it in, for example, like flower petals as well. You can find it in pine cones, the way that they're geometrically shaped, how fruits and vegetables grow, to the way even our genes are coiled in our DNA, right? To the way our bodies are proportional, to the way the galaxies are spiraled. It's just, you can find these ratios everywhere in the world. And of course, you can find it in the stock market as well, which is kind of cool, right? So, yeah, kind of cool trade to be taking, in my opinion. Hence the reasons why every time it's going to get into that region, I'll take my chance. Because in my opinion, that if you keep taking these chances at the golden ratio, you will generally be more successful than unsuccessful, provided that you look for other confluent reasons, right? This is not financial advice in any way. It's just my personal experience as well, right? So now we've covered those topics as well, okay? We talked about like why I got to those trades, which was related to the bullishly RSI divergence. We talked about the 0618, and now we're also going to talk about the channel support here as well. And tomorrow, guys, you're going to get a really detailed Elliott wave count because I've already done it. There's just not a lot of time tonight. I got some obligations ready. So now let's just say I'm taking a parallel channel, right? Or just channel in general. Yeah, I'm not sure what else I can be saying right now other than that looks geometrically very pleasing. And of course, depending on how you draw it, it can impact your position, right, or how you enter. But in my opinion, we got to get a little bit more volume. I just need a little bit more time for me to add more to my size. So how am I coming up with this $8,000 resistance? Well, on a short, very short time frame, okay? I'm not going to think it's going to get any higher than here, to be quite honest. Like around these particular ranges. Zooming out on it, that's around 8K right there, okay? We're just going to be very, very generous. It's 8K, 7900 range right here, okay? So if that was a resistance, I'm also going to take the Fibonacci retracement of here. And we can clearly see that, first of all, this congestion right here, right down to here even, we'll just say on the lower end here, like 7850 to even the higher side, 8100. I'll write it down here for you. So 7950 to 80, like around 8100. This is just a range, keep in mind always. Actually, more like 7850, I'll say. 7850. It's getting really smoky in here. I gotta open the window. My goal one day is to live in a little countryside on a lake, raise like a little sheep and a pig and a goat and a cow, but I would still eat steak, I'm just being clear. In a tiny little 400 square foot cabin, kind of like mine, but on an actual lake where I can swim in and raise animals. I have a fire just like that going every single day. That one's going to be roaring by the time you guys are done watching this video. It's a very relaxing lifestyle getting to work at home. I hope that you guys find a lot of joy in it as well, or one day find yourselves in a position where you can do that. I've been doing this for about 3 years now, and I have to say that's the best thing I've ever done in my life, and I would never go back to anything else. So anyways, Sorry, I completely lost my train of thought, to be quite honest. Channel support, right? So when we draw this channel support, we basically want to compare those three specific points. And then we compare it with our size, right, as we've done. And we see that on the daily, on every single one, on the daily, when we compare this one especially and that one, this one wouldn't have, it would, sorry, let me go back for a second. If we compare this one and this one, definitely great long entry, but this one would have been you have to watch in a very low time frame. So if you're comparing, all three of them, of course this one here is much lower than that one, so it's alright to just compare the 1 and the 3. That's all I'm trying to say. If we compare the 2-day, we're finding that it's very much so within the range, almost triple bottoming out. If we look at the 3-day, we're finding it pretty much triple bottoming out as well. Great opportunities for us to be entering a trade. Let me just reset this really quickly. And that's pretty much all I wanted to convey today, guys. Give me a little bit of time to get back into the swing of things. Yeah, a little bit of this has been going on, but nothing really serious like that. That's life-threatening or anything. Life is all about managing, and we just got to make sure that we understand that for us to be successful, we have to have all things in our life balance, right? Whether it be social life, whether it be health in any way, whether it be family, friends, etc., work. We just have to have a balance of everything in our life. We can't just be by ourselves, for example. We have to have some sort of social life just to keep our sanity, basically, right? Joe Rogan had a very cool podcast on that before. And there's a lot of different pillars of healthiness, for example. Okay? So anyways, that concludes the technical analysis for today. I will be sure to provide a very detailed Elliott wave count for you folks tomorrow, because it's important for me to recite it for myself, since I'll be taking my own trade as well, right? Or I'll be adding size to my trade. And tomorrow we'll also be going over just the risk to reward setups as well. That has helped me, and maybe you can find some examples in it. Not that it's financial advice, but it's something that can perhaps contribute to your ideas and thoughts as well. I really do want to apologize from the bottom of my heart for basically being away for a while, okay? Yeah, for being away for a while, and nothing bad came up, right? And sometimes I will just randomly take breaks, since the majority of the stuff that I do, it really is for fun, because the profits for the trading is immense compared to anything else I could do on Twitter or on YouTube or Udemy or anything else, right? It's not. Do you guys know what I mean? So yeah, it's like one trade is like, you're up $1,000, for example, if you're playing a certain size, and it's gonna be obviously better than anything I could ever do in terms of consulting, etc., right? So I hope you guys understand that what I'm doing really is for just mainly for fun as well. And I really have to say that on the weekend I had one of the most amazing times of my life. So just so you guys know, the technical analysis video ends right here. So thank you very much for joining me. And for those that are leaving and that are still interested in my Udemy, make sure you guys fully understand, right, that next year, if you don't have access to it already, you will not have access to it at all, right? And only the people that purchased it already will still have access to it on Udemy. So right now, I can't even sell it on Udemy if you guys wanted to buy any, because they are all out of coupons. So for those that are still interested, you have to reach out to me. They're selling for 180 American dollars for all 3 courses. This is basically my final blowout deal for the year. That's right, that's 180 USD for all 3 courses, okay? And then the cool thing is, in January, I'll be doing courses 1, 2, and 3 all over again. And the people that have access to it, that purchased it already, you guys are all going to get a hard copy of it, which is going to be kind of cool. Anyways, I just thought I'd tell you that. Thanks for joining me. But for those that want to hear a little story about my family, stick around. So on Saturday, guys, it's my dad's 70th birthday. Pretty cool, right? Alright, so, my dad's turning 70, and that kind of made me think back of a lot of things. About how we grew up, how little I used to have back then, how grateful I am for a lot of things now. And I just remember, 70 is a big number. Always remember that. Any number after that is a very big number, so I always appreciate it. I just kind of wish my brother could be here for it, actually. But he disappeared. Yeah, he literally disappeared, and he's not really welcome in family anymore, put it that way as well. Even if he wanted to come back. It sucks that he couldn't even celebrate his own, dad's 70th birthday. It sucks that my older brother, in our culture, couldn't even take care of my family, and I had to be the one to take care of them. And the burden was placed on me. And it was kind of cool to think back of how much of a hero my dad is, okay? How when we moved to Canada, he's worked 2 full-time jobs every day since we moved here for the past 35 years. 2 full-time jobs, can you imagine that? While providing for 2 kids. And now I think we turned out alright. What do you guys think, huh? Not bad, eh? I remember how we couldn't afford toys and we had to go to the Salvation Army just to get toys. And most of the time they were all broken. This is on Christmas Day, by the way. Yeah, how we used to get donations of food. How my parents used to say they were hungry back then. Yeah, shit like this happens in Canada, guys. It really friggin' does, alright? Especially in the mid-80s. Oh, yeah. And then we moved to Winnipeg, okay? We moved to Winnipeg when I was 7 years old because my dad wanted to pursue his education degree again that they did not accept here in Canada. Yeah, that's right, to the Canadian government. I understand. And then when we moved here to Winnipeg, I still remember this family. And I have the most coincidental thing to tell you guys, and this is an epiphany that shocked me. I was away because I was really upset. Not upset, but it just made me think back about who I am and what I'm doing with crypto, what I'm doing with my life now. It's just thinking back about what's the next step. Kind of done everything already. Rode the bull market, did very well, traveled a crap ton. I got a great group of friends. I just want to find happiness in here, put it that way. So I kind of disappeared for a while, for 12 days, hiatus. And this is the reason I came back, I'm going to tell you actually. So we moved to Winnipeg, and when we moved to our old family friend's house where my parents grew up with them in Laos. And we stayed in a one-bedroom, in a single bedroom, the 4 of us, my mom, dad, brother, and I, in a single bedroom for 2 years while my dad finished his education degree. Can you imagine that? That's insane. Yeah. We couldn't even afford food back then, I remember. And then my dad, what he did, okay, was he was actually in charge of running a summer school for Laos people, really young kids, right? And with another person, with an awesome family, okay. So my dad took all the summer school, like all the Laotian kids from church back then. We all learned how to speak French, how to speak Laotian, how to write in Laotian as well. And this was like a whole day thing, We would do that in the morning from like 9 till noon or something, and then lunchtime, and then we would go have these awesome activities. We would go to like Fun Mountain. We would go to things like go swimming or something like that. Like really, really cool leisure events. It was awesome. It was a time of my life, and I never thought back to these events until now, until just Saturday. Why? Because I ran into one of my friends from there that I went there, and my family actually knows their family incredibly well. Just put it that way. And it was very nostalgic, in my opinion, to run into a childhood, basically, right? And that was incredibly cool. It brought back a lot of innocence, and it made me think back of how I turned out sometimes, It turned me which I can't even say because it's all illegal, right? To get what I was saying, and I'm just so grateful for actually running into her, and she probably has no idea. And she'll probably never find out how grateful I am. And when your dad's 70, right, you think back of a lot of the things he's done for you, and you think back to your childhood, and everything in your childhood all of a sudden becomes a lot more important. And it brings back this magical feeling of Christmas where you just want to celebrate with other people. And that's exactly who I am. And I know who I'm not. Who I am is someone that always wants to give to people, as you guys know. That's why I do exactly what I do here on Twitter and YouTube. And as you guys know, the profits from trading, they're much more than profits from anything through different venue streams on Twitter or YouTube or Udemy even that you guys know of, right?
So yeah, I had such an amazing weekend, I have to admit, and I realized that I got a lot of things I need to work on, and I think life is all about making sure we improve who we are. We want to be a better version of who we were yesterday, right? And it's kind of cool to be able to reconnect with a past of mine that was that I really did cherish. You know, high school sucked, but I kid you not, grade like 4, 5, and 6, they were like the best times of my life, and it made me giddy, kind of like a kid. And all I can say is that like I cannot wait to hang out with this person again, because yeah, sometimes you reconnect with something and you just want to be the best version of yourself always, and I haven't had that feeling ever. Put it that way. Okay, so anyways, have yourselves a great night. I will try to give you an updated video sometime very soon, if there is something like an update. Okay, so have yourselves a great night. Thank you very much for welcoming me back. Thank you very much for the love and the respect always, and I'll see you guys very soon. Bye now.